For my research project audit, I chose to examine a local youth sports organization in my hometown of Mount Juliet, Tennessee called Game On Sports. We'll start with the formation of the league. The founders of Game On Sports are Derek Meadows and Ron Jackson, and they formed the league in October of 2011. Ron and Derek are both former athletes and coaches, so they believe that introducing children to sports at a young age can positively impact their lives by teaching patience, teamwork, and determination. They also believe that these skills will benefit the athlete not only on the field, but in many aspects of their following years. Ron and Derek decided to form Game On Sports after a former youth sports organization called I-9 moved out of the area. Derek and Ron took it upon themselves to form their own league to provide children in the area with an opportunity to play in a developmental sports league. The philosophy of Game On Sports is to provide a well-organized, entertaining, and educational sports program for amateur athletes of all ages. And Game On Sports holds up to the standards of their mission by keeping parents well informed throughout the season and making sure that the players have fun while they learn and play their sport. Game On Sports offers many different leagues ranging from developmental to travel. The current developmental leagues that they offer are basketball, dodgeball, soccer, and flag football. And you can see some of the flag football players from the past flag football season in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And the only travel league they offer at this time is basketball, both girls and boys, and you can see one of the girls' travel basketball teams down there in the right-hand corner. So the youth sports industry provides opportunities for children, their parents, and local entrepreneurs. Youth sports have been around for hundreds of years, but up until the last couple of decades, there was not a specific institution for organized youth sports. Now youth sports are very prominent in North America and are a part of many children's adolescent years. Many leagues are formed through local schools, churches, or other community outlets. There have been many changes in the industry since the development of it. The first one is that it became organized. No longer do children only have options such as playing pickup basketball or sports in their yards and driveways. Youth sports have become a network of independent organizations, competitive regional leagues, travel teams, and tournament play, with parents, coaches, league organizers, referees, and tournament operators organizing both practices and competition. The numbers of the children involved are now quantitative. So before youth sports really came into play, there was no way to decide how many people were playing youth sports when it was only, pickup games and people playing out in their yards. But according to the National Council of Youth Sports in 2017, they reported that more than 60 million boys and girls are registered in youth sports programs nationwide. This means that an estimated 70% of children in the United States between the ages of 6 and 17 are playing team sports. Another change is that it provides more opportunities for local entrepreneurs. Most towns have at least one youth sports organization, if not multiple, which means benefits for the community and the ones operating the league. The team travel segment of youth sports is estimated to be $7 billion alone. Continued expansion is another development of the industry with travel coming into play. Not only do children have to play locally with their sports, they can also choose to play travel leagues, which will take them nationwide and worldwide if they choose to. And the last development is media influences. With the development of television and radio, children are now able to watch and listen to professional sports from a young age. Talk radio and broadcast networks such as ESPN are able to give young children the outlets they need in order to make decisions about which sports they love and those that they would like to play. They idolize certain players and in turn want to practice and play the sport that they do. And that is where the youth sports industry comes into play. Youth sports opportunities in communities provide organized ways for children to play the sports that they love. A little glimpse into the Game On Sports public relations. The Game On Sports public relations are completed by the directors and administrators who are responsible for all aspects of communication and marketing in order to gain new business and maintain positive relationships with their current members. So a few types of the PR important to Game On Sports are employee relations, community relations, and member relations. Employee relations are used to make sure that all employees are on the same page and aware of the necessary steps that must be taken in order to make sure that players and their families are well communicated with and taken care of leading up to the season, and that game days run smoothly. Community relations are important to a growing community-based sports league because a lot of the success of a company such as this relies on relationships between the league and its community partners. Member relations are what make a good sports league function. Without good relationships and communication with the players and their families, the league could not be successful. As a growing company, Game On Sports is faced with many opportunities and problems as the league expands. Some internal strengths of the company are good relationships between all of the executive positions, positive community relationships with those who provide access to field space, sponsorships, and equipment, and excellent communication between staff and past, current, and potential future members. An internal weakness is bringing on many new employees each season who must quickly learn how the league functions in order to do their job correctly. External opportunities include the possibility of major expansion and new sponsorships due to the location of the company being in a rapidly growing Nashville suburb. An external threat is the possibility of new leagues entering the area that will provide competition to the league and potentially take away some business. The publics that are important to Game On Sports' success: first of all, the producers. So the owners and directors are both Mount Juliet natives who grew up around sports and were in the business of youth sports long before they began their own company. So they had the benefit of being a part of other youth sports leagues to see what works and what doesn't before developing their own. And the administrators bring different skills and viewpoints to the table to benefit the company. They are both younger females in their 20s, and since they are a part of a younger generation, they are more technologically efficient and able to connect to the younger parents who are their age. They also are Mount Juliet natives, so like the directors, they have many beneficial connections throughout the community. The consumers. The consumers are the participants and their families. So the participants are boys and girls between the ages of 3 and 14, and their primary reason of being a part of the league is to have fun, though many of them care greatly about developing their skill level. In order to meet those two main needs, the directors and administrators focus on making the experience fun for the children involved, while also hiring employees skilled in the specific sports in order to help the children meet their greatest potential. And the families of the participants have a large part in determining the overall success of the league. So in order to meet their needs, Game On Sports strives to provide a safe environment for their children to be active, have fun, make friends, and develop skills for both on and off the playing field. Enablers are directors, administrators, community partners, and other employees. The directors oversee the company as a whole, and they are tasked with developing relationships not only with the members of their organization, but also with those who can benefit it, including sponsors and equipment and space providers. Community partners and other employees are also important to the success. You can see some of the referees over in the pink shirts in this right-hand corner. They also play a large part in the success of the league. Some limiters for Game On Sports are primarily other sports leagues who create competition. More so than communicating with the limiters directly, Game On Sports directors make efforts to communicate with the participants and their parents who have been a part of multiple leagues to see what parts of their league are succeeding and which parts are not up to par with the competition. A little glimpse into some Game On Sports public relations activities. The Game On Sports Facebook page is an important program to communicate with participants' families, sponsors, and other community partners. The goal in using and keeping an updated Facebook page is to provide a quick and reliable source of communication between the Game On Sports directors and administrators with their current and potential future members and partners. Since social media is becoming a more widely used communication outlet, it is smart that small businesses like Game On Sports provide as many different sources for communication as possible so that they are able to compete with the larger businesses and promote themselves in a cost-effective and time-efficient way. The main messages that are posted on the Facebook page include those promoting upcoming events and opportunities for informational messages such as cancellations. You can see down in the bottom left-hand corner a Facebook post telling all the soccer participants that their games have been rained out for the night. Community events are also important to Game On Sports. They believe that being active in their community is an integral part of forming the relationships that they need in order to run a successful business and provide for the members of their community. That is why Game On Sports participates in as many community events as possible to give back to the community and develop mutually beneficial relationships within it. One of the events that they take place in regularly is Halloween in the Park that you can see down in the bottom right-hand corner. They enjoy going and passing out candy and connecting with other local businesses while they do so. Other community partners are important to Game On Sports Being a local business themselves, they make as many efforts to support other local businesses by buying supplies locally as much as possible instead of outsourcing for the supplies and equipment they need. You can see down in the bottom left-hand corner the jerseys that the kids are wearing and the coaches, and also the watermark by Photography by Michelle. Those are two of the community partners that Game On Sports partners with. Extra Point Sports provides all of the uniforms for the league, and also Photography by Michelle provides team and individual pictures. Sponsorships are important to Game On Sports because they promote the local stores and establishments and receive equipment and prizes that help make their league the best in the area. They benefit the league by providing them with access to local necessities locally and encouraging mutually beneficial relationships with community partners. You can see down in the bottom right-hand corner of this picture is a screenshot of Game On Sports website, and you can see some of the sponsors listed there on the right-hand side. And finally, league updates. Game On Sports believes it is imperative to communicate well with their members in order to run a successful business. This is why they implemented the program years ago to send out weekly league updates in email format during the season. These updates consist of changes to dates and times if necessary, promotion of upcoming events and opportunities, reminders, and other pertinent information if needed. So you can see an email there reminding folks of the times of basketball and dodgeball, and also a coupon for the Dick's Sporting Goods Shop Day. Finally, some recommendations for Game On Sports. I suggest implementing a mass text feature for parents and guardians who do not always have time or access to read detailed emails. This way, Game On Sports can still send their detailed emails as usual, but also send a simple text with the basic information to all members to inform them of this important information and encourage them to check their email for more details. This feature would be especially beneficial for the people who have jobs or other commitments that do not allow them to spend more than a few seconds checking a personal email, but can quickly glance at a text message. And another suggestion I have is to include pictures of the award winners from the last week at the bottom of the league update emails. These emails are strictly informational based, reminding members of upcoming events or informing them of changes for the upcoming season and week. Some parents, especially grandparents, do not have Facebook accounts where they can see the pictures posted of the award winners for the week. So I think that this will be a great way to get them involved, the ones that are not already on Facebook.